welcome. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for oil down. Now this is not a Grenadian oil down, this is just a Trinidadian oil down, and oil down my mom used to make for me. So for this you're going to need some salted pigtails. The main ingredient for this is a large breadfruit or medium-sized breadfruit, and you want to make sure that the breadfruit is not young. And in order to tell if it's young or not, when you pass your hands on it, if it feels very rough, then it's a young breadfruit. If it's nice and smooth, then it's full. So you want to try and get a full breadfruit. 1 large onion chopped, celery chopped, golden ray, bandanya chopped, sweet peppers, scallions, fine thyme, hot peppers, and minced garlic. And if you have pimento, that would be great in this dish. I don't have, so I can't put it. Salt, black pepper, and 3 cups of coconut milk. So let's get started on putting this dish together. You will find a complete list of ingredients down in the description box for this recipe. So to prepare our pigtails, you're going to take your pigtail and you're going to cut it up to the size you would like it. Now it's going to be a little tough to chop, but you just chop them up into smaller pieces. Place the pigtails in a pot of water. Put up your pigtails to boil, and you're going to bring it up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, so you have your heat on medium, high, or high. Once this comes up to a boil, drop your heat back to medium or medium low and allow this to cook until the pigtails are nice and tender. So my pigtails are nice and tender. Now you don't want this to get so soft where the bone itself gets soft, because remember, this is going to cook in your oil down. So I actually changed the water 2 times because you want to try to get all that salt out. So now I'm going to go ahead and strain this and then wash it again with some tap water, and then we'll move on to the next part of making our oil down. So with your breadfruit, you want to cut it in half. After you've cut them in half, you're going to cut them into slices like this. Once you've cut them into slices, my slices are about 1 inch thick, you want to take a knife and you want to go in and cut this middle piece out. Now I'm going a little deep because I don't want any of those black seeds. You discard this and you peel the skin now. So this is how it must look. Now you can leave this whole like this and put it in the pot, but I like to cut it up into chunks. So you're going to do this, clean the middle out. Now this doesn't need cleaning because there's nothing there. Only when it looks like this or like this, you can just cut the piece of it out. So continue doing this and peeling the skin off, cutting it up into chunks, and then we'll move on to the next part. Next, put up a pot to heat up and add in about 1 tablespoon of oil. To your oil, add your golden ray. Let the onions soften a little. Add your garlic. Now I didn't mention, but my heat is on medium low. So add your garlic and your pepper, and if you have the pimento, you can add that too. Another way you can make this dish is you can just add all of your ingredients to your pot. You don't have to saute, but this is just building flavor. And if you're in a rush or you're in a hurry, just add all your ingredients to your pot and just put it up to boil. Once it comes up to a boil, you drop the heat back to low and you cook it until your breadfruit is nice and tender and the sauce has thickened up. So just let this cook for a few seconds and then we'll continue. Add in your fine thyme, celery or parsley, scallions, red bell pepper. Now I just add this for a little color. Another ingredient you can add to this would be some pieces of corn. That will be really great in here, and some chopped bandanya. Just let this saute for like a few seconds, maybe 20, just to help soften those vegetables a little bit and bring out some of the flavor. Next, add your boiled pigtails. And your breadfruit. Make sure and wash your breadfruit before you put it into the pot. Some black pepper to taste. And your coconut milk. So you want to add enough liquid to at least partially cover your breadfruit, because you want that to help it get nice and tender. So you're going to just let this come up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, now raise your heat for that to happen. So put your heat on high or medium high, let it come up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, we'll drop that heat back to medium low and let it continue to cook until our breadfruit is nice and soft. My breadfruit has come up to a boil, so I'm going to drop my heat back to medium low and let it continue to cook until it's nice and soft. I actually had covered my breadfruit a little to help soften up the breadfruit. Now at this point, your breadfruit is ready if you like it with whole pieces. You see how nice and creamy and thick the sauce is? So you can serve this as this is. You just want to taste it for salt and adjust your salt accordingly. Or like I like it, I like my breadfruit to get even softer and to break down even more. So I'm going to allow mine to cook a little longer, but if you don't want to, at this point it's ready to be served. So here you have it, my breadfruit or oil down with pigtail. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. Make it, let me know down below if you like it. And as I said, you can use any type of salted meat for this, and you can even add corn in it if you have. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all another day with another one of my recipes. Enjoy!